Why are minority rights ignored in decision-making? Imagine being part of a group that has little say in the rules that affect your life. It's a common issue in democracies where the majority often makes the big decisions. In many cases, minority groups find their voices muted or ignored altogether. So, why does this happen even in systems that are built on fairness and equality? One big reason is the idea of majority rule. In a democracy, most decisions are made by the group with the most votes. But this can lead to what's called the tyranny of the majority. When the majority holds all the power, the needs or rights of smaller groups can get pushed aside. Even if the law says minorities should be protected, in practice, their interests might not get enough attention. Another factor is the balance between group rights and individual freedom. Liberalism values individual choice and autonomy. This means that protecting a whole group's rights should not come at the expense of individual freedoms within that group. For example, a minority community might want to impose strict rules on its members, but liberal principles oppose restrictions that limit personal liberty. So, governments often hesitate to fully support group rights if they think it might infringe on individual rights. Legal and institutional limits also play a role. Even if a country has laws that protect minority rights, these laws are not always enforced properly. Sometimes, political institutions are designed in a way that favors the majority. For instance, electoral systems or legislative procedures might make it hard for minorities to have a real say. When political leaders or majorities resist change, minority groups can be left out of decision-making processes. Society's attitudes and cultural biases can make things worse. Even in societies that claim to value equality, minorities might face discrimination or social exclusion. This social bias can prevent minorities from participating fully in politics or community discussions. Without equal access to influence, their needs often go unnoticed or ignored. Multicultural societies face additional challenges. While liberalism supports cultural diversity, it also has limits. Some cultural practices conflict with liberal values like gender equality or individual rights. When minorities want to practice certain traditions that violate these principles, governments struggle to find a fair middle ground. Sometimes, this leads to minority rights being overlooked or dismissed. The rule of law is a core idea in liberal democracies. It means laws are supposed to protect everyone equally. But if political leaders or the majority are not committed to these laws, minority rights can be ignored. Without strong political will, even well-written laws can become ineffective. To sum up, the neglect of minority rights in decision-making is often a mix of political, social, and legal factors. It's a continuous challenge for democracies to balance majority power with protecting the rights of smaller groups. Ensuring minorities have a real voice requires ongoing effort and strong commitment to democratic principles.